Hello, my name is Pramod Kumar Kapoor. Um, I'm submitting this graded assessment. As mentioned, the following is what I did. I downloaded the data which was there in the portal on the platform, and what you see on my screen is the raw data that I downloaded. I have made use of Excel in order to do the modeling. um, so first I imported the raw data here, and from from the data my understanding was that this is about interpreting output which is based on several input parameters, around four, and this column E is the output, which is dependent on these four parameters. And since these are like numerical parameters, I choose a linear regression model, and since there are more than one input parameters, I made use of a multi-regression here. um, so so these are the four inputs, and these are like four features which I considered for my model building. uh, this one is a simple step where I considered the entire data set as for training the model, and when I applied the multilinear regression, this is what I got as an output, which shows what were the uh, intercept coefficient and what were the different coefficients for the different four features, because here I considered all of the four features and the complete data set. um, and like what we see here, this has the residual output for all of the data that was given to us. Then another approach that I took was uh, so what I did was I split the data around 80 to 20%. That's what you would see here. Wait, yeah. So there are around 7,564 records out of the total record set. I took that as a training data, and the rest I left it as testing data. So then what I did was I calculated the coefficients and intercept based on this, and this is what I arrived at for the training data. And then what I did was I applied this intercept and coefficient that was determined in order to validate the testing data, and that's what you see here. This is the remaining data here. um, so close to around 2006 records which was remaining. So this was the actual output, and then this was the predicted output based on the model that was determined. And this is what I see as the residuals, which was quite good in my view. So you see here the difference was not very huge. But then what I also tried was I tried like on the same training data, but instead of using all the four features, I just used three features. That was these three features, the first three columns, and I just ignored the fourth feature. And that's what I built I applied the training data, and then to determine the coefficients uh, of the three features, and then the y-intercept, and then try to validate this. And here what I noticed was that the residual was, there was a quite a huge gap in terms of the prediction. So like you see here, there was a huge gap. So then I took another training set, and this time I took the other three columns, that is V, AP, and RH. So I ignored the first one and then took just these three as a features to predict the output. And then on the after applying the training data, then I try to validate it with the testing data. And here also I observed a significant gaps in terms of the um, residual values compared to when I took all the four features. So at the end, my observation was the results were much promising when all four features were taken. Uh, yeah, so this one. So if I see here, the residual value was not huge. It was like ranging between -17 to 28, which was much better than the other approaches. Um, yeah. So I applied only one algorithm, whereas I used a different set of datas and different set of features in order to test my model. Yeah, that's all from my side. Kindly evaluate my assessment and provide your valuable feedback. Looking forward to hear from you. Thank you.